Hi, I'm Leslie Omanya-Beggart, and I'm the founder of FabuLingua. My story starts at my grandmother's 100th birthday in Venezuela. I'd taken my 2-year-old son to meet her, and my cousin pulled me aside. "I can't believe you're not speaking Spanish to your son. This is one of the greatest gifts you could give him." As I watched him awkwardly trying to communicate with his little cousin, I knew she was right. I grew up as a polyglot in a multinational family, and I've lived and worked all over the world, and I'd assumed that my son would naturally pick up Spanish and enjoy the benefits of multilingualism. But changing our family language was impossible, and he hated me speaking Spanish to him. He'd scrunch up his face and scream, "No Spanish!" I looked into many other ways of teaching Spanish, from flashcards to language DVDs and apps. But to be blunt, these all felt very token, like he was learning piles of isolated vocabulary lists which would never get him on a path to fluency. So I started to wonder about reading. Parents are told it's very important to read to your child to develop their language skills. So I wondered, wouldn't this also apply to a second language? We started with bilingual books, but he just ignored the Spanish and waited for the English. 100% Spanish books were even less successful because he spoke no Spanish and what I was reading to him was incomprehensible. He would just get bored and wander off. That's when my experience at Oxford as a simultaneous translator with my research team kicked in. I began reading Spanish stories to my children and effortlessly translating them into English, phrase by phrase. I called them my magical translations. And suddenly those squirmy kids were now entranced in Spanish books. When my kids' preschool started offering weekly Spanish classes, their teachers were surprised. "Are you sure you don't speak Spanish with them at home?" They were amazed at the speed at which my kids learned Spanish relative to their classmates. It was like everything that they were taught was falling on fertile ground. In the process, I soon discovered Stephen Krashen's work on comprehensible input. Suddenly, I understood why my methodology was so effective. The magical translations made the stories comprehensible. Krashen also emphasizes that the learning environment must be low stress and engaging, which explained why the illustrated children's stories are such a successful vehicle for providing children with comprehensible input. Soon enough, FabuLingua was born. FabuLingua is a subscription-based app available on iOS and Android for children aged 2 to 10. In FabuLingua, kids learn new languages by hearing, seeing, and reading interactive stories that are part of a larger game-based experience. Think Roblox for children's stories. What's really special is that our stories are sourced from writers and illustrators across Latin America and Spain. This supercharges learning with cultural authenticity. In our game design, each story has 5 levels that unlock in sequence, taking the child through our pedagogy so that they eventually master the story. The first level is magical translations, which makes input comprehensible. Here's an example.
Raquel puts on un vestido rojo, a red dress, y unos zapatos rojos, and some red shoes. El vestido, the dress. Los zapatos, the shoes. El collar, the necklace.
The next level to unlock is Copycat. Record your voice to improve your pronunciation. Then Games unlock, which test vocabulary, grammar, and comprehension. We then have the Spanish-only level. And finally, you record the story as the narrator, and you've mastered the story. We launched FabuLingua a year ago, and it's been downloaded over 65,000 times. We have released 14 new stories and have received rave reviews. Parents are delighted with how effective the program is, and how beautiful and high quality our stories are. And parents appreciate that their kids learn independently with FabuLingua. Teachers love us too. We've been approached by teachers worldwide. We help them extend learning beyond their class. Next, we're excited to embark on other languages and have a global impact. We believe language education has passed through a one-way door to the digital age. We're FabuLingua. Thank you for your time. Gracias.